What immediately tells you someone is a trashy parent? Zero interest in the kid. Doesn't care what they do or what happens to them as long as they don't inconvenience them. Social media influencers whose entire content is their children. People who publicly punish their kids online. Parents who give out way too many details about their children, giving them lack of privacy. Child exploitation at its finest. Taking the emotions of your child, first crushes, embarrassing moments that they talked with you about, are unsure about, worries they have, etc., and using it at a family gathering to get a laugh out of everybody. Your child will be so embarrassed because of you and will not talk to you in the future. I'm 30 and my mother still does this to me sometimes. The difference today is, I will talk back in front of the whole family and suddenly she is embarrassed. Punishing kids with haircuts, less food, less attention, or taking their door. Especially for things like asking too many questions or talking back just because they didn't understand something and wanted a real reason or explanation on why they had to do/could not do something. Refusing to believe their kid can do wrong. Your adult children don't talk to you and you don't know why. Mothers who sees their daughter as competition. Parents who can't apologize to a child. It's okay to have human emotions and moment to be triggered or struggling and lash out or be wrong, but for the love of all things good, apologize and change. Using your kid as therapy and then getting upset when they have issues regulating their emotions. Pulling the I guess I'm the worst parent in the world when approached by their child with a question. Actively making the child feel guilty for expressing their own opinions in an effort to make themselves feel better. Kids running around a store trashing the place and not a parent in sight. Parents who believe that their children owe them for providing basic care, food, shelter, clothes, etc. Dumping the whole container of candy into their kid's Halloween bag. Talking trad about your kids in front of others. Putting soda in a baby bottle. Not believing your child. Calling them a liar to anyone who'll listen. When their adult children have gone no contact. Yelling at the kid for every trivial thing. When their kids could literally set the world on fire and they'll blame anyone else to avoid responsibility. Kids were never told I love you. Passing out drunk on the neighbor's lawn while the kids are trying to trick or treat. Co-worker did this. Ironically, never thinking you're a bad parent. Bad-mouthing their ex after a divorce to them and turning them against the other parent. Using kids as leverage in general. I'm not sure how to explain it, but feeling so superior and entitled that you teach your kids that they're somehow better than others. When I was younger, I saw a mother and a little daughter on a train. The mother was scrolling her phone and the daughter was bored and started a song. It was very quiet singing and she had a good voice. No problem. But the mom started to hush her daughter to stop singing. Then the daughter asked, does her mother love her? Can she get a hug? Something. Mother just told her to be quiet and kept scrolling. It hurt me. I wish I could just have stood up and hugged that little kid. Show her that she is not alone. That she is loved no matter what. But 20-something dude hugging little girl in a train seemed to be wrong to me at that time. So I just cried a bit. Silently. And I think about that little girl and how her life is even years later. I sometimes really hate some parents. Because they seem to be kids themselves. Without any clue about pretty much anything. My daughter's teacher called one day to tell us our daughter was bullying another student so relentlessly that he was afraid to come to school. We talked to our daughter and she had no idea what we were talking about. Whenever we asked the teacher for the student's name, she actually gave it to us. Turns out I know his mother from high school. So I called her and talked with her, and at first she had no idea what I was talking about. Then she suddenly remembered everything and told me this long story about how her son is afraid of my daughter, blah blah blah. I talked with one of this lady's friends a few days later and she told me that this lady confessed to her that she just doesn't get enough sleep, always misses her alarms in the morning, and just doesn't get up to take her kids to school. Her first instinct when the school called her to talk about absences was to blame my daughter for bullying her kid. Smoking in the car. Kids. Parents who accuse the teacher of doing everything wrong instead of holding their child accountable for anything. Do not seek for psychological help when your children obviously need it because you personally don't believe in all that stuff. Women that put a man before their kids. Kids' diet is soda and fruit snacks. Parents that allow their kids to run around in a restaurant while everyone is trying to enjoy a nice dinner. And then they get mad when people give stern looks because the kids don't have any manners. The kid is morbidly obese and the parent feeds them nothing but fast food and soft drinks and says he won't eat anything else. Prioritizing your phone over your kid. Someone who treats the child from their old marriage like shit because they're no longer with that child's parent. They do drugs around their children. Bonus points if they use their kids' urine to pass their UAs for probation. Toddlers running around in super full diapers to the point where they are almost falling off the kid, while the parents obliviously drink beer. Lady at the supermarket's kid threw a wrapper on the floor. She told the other woman they were with to just leave it, someone else will pick it up. That would probably be why her child is throwing garbage on the floor in the first place. Other woman with her picked it up and threw it away. When they say something to their child and the kid turns around without missing a beat and tells them, "Fuck off, I don't want to." You do it? And the parent does not even react. The kid was like 10. WTF. Saw a little girl of about 4 or 5 walking into a pizzeria with her parents that were arguing. Her hair was so matted it was starting to dread in the back. I had my teen daughter with me. We both just wanted to take the little girl home with us. Edit to add, the parents had an aura of being active drug users. This wasn't accidental matting. I felt terrible, but I guess the good side is that they were together. I hope the parents get the help they need.